Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, there's a big charity golf tournament coming up. We'll be talking to the chairman of Bonanza at the Border next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I have to believe that Dallas-Fort Worth is the home of all golf tournaments. It seems like there's a charity golf tournament every single weekend. So that's a challenge for any organizer of a golf tournament to get people to play locally. But imagine challenging them to go to Lajitas, Texas, which is on the Rio Grande, and golf. But wait till you hear about this, because Zach Sams is the chairman of Bonanza at the Border Charity Golf Tournament. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always good to be back.
Okay, now when we talk about Lajitas, some people would roll their eyes and say, this is the middle of nowhere, but it's almost like a Four Seasons style resort out there, isn't there?
I mean, it's a very nice place, and it's only getting nicer. The golf course out there is amazing, and it's brought a lot of people that are interested in golf out to that area, and people that play golf and know about it. It's a place that they do want to visit.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's not Four Seasons level of amenities, but it's very, very nice, and it's a beautiful golf course and a beautiful property.
And we're gonna show some video from that in a minute.
Sure.
But let's talk about the how this all originated. So this is the second annual.
This is the second annual Bonanza at the Border. We did our first one last year, and so hosting it again this year, October 22nd through 24th. And it came about because, as you know, I'm in the title insurance business. And in our business, this is boring, but I'll try and make it quick. In our business, we don't compete on price. Our prices are set by the state. They're promulgated. And so anybody that transacts or works with the title company in Texas pays exactly the same price, whether you work with me or any of my competitors. And so when you're in that type of environment, like, how do you separate yourself? How do you, create business relationships? And so, I've come from a long golfing background, and in the commercial real estate space, a lot of people in that industry play golf. And so, we do these client trips, which is a great way to network for, people to meet new potential business partners, or vendors or people that they want to work with. So that was always kind of why we did it, and also as a reward and, a way to say thank you to our clients. So golf events are something that we've always done, and golf trips are something that we've always done. But a couple years ago, I really wanted to, take what we're already doing and turn into a charity component, where we could do all the fun stuff, but then also give back. And so I started toying with this like 2 or 3 years ago, and started going through the process of creating an entity, a 501c3, to put on this golf tournament and this charity event. And that proved to be harder than I thought, especially on my own. There's, any type of government stuff, like the paperwork's long, and you don't really know what you're doing. And so I kind of languished for a year and a half, and then decided if I'm ever going to do this, I need to get a third party to help me. So I hired a third party group that specializes in getting 501(c)(3) started and approved. And so that fast-tracked us to getting it done. I finished that in 2023, like the end of 2023, and started planning our inaugural event for 2024.
Okay, we're going to put the graphic on the screen because they just opened it up, so you can go ahead and register. So it's probably a good time of year to be out in this climate. I mean, is it still warm?
100%. It's still warm. We do it, it's a really good point. We do this in late fall, usually late October, early November. because it is in the desert. It does get really warm out there. But in October, the temperatures have started to cool, so we can be in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
Beautiful. Nice.
The golf course is in its best shape. It's all grown in. It's in just amazing condition, and so you just can't beat that time of year.
Wow. We've got some video that we pulled off of the Lajitas Golf Resort website. Let's go ahead and show this, and I want you to narrate this for us.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at?
Absolutely. Well, you're looking at this is the hotel and resort. You can see it's got kind of a rustic look. It's high desert, Texas. Amazing views and elevation. They've been redoing a lot of their rooms, and their rooms are in really, really great condition. That's one of the dining areas. A lot of fun. Great food. They do everything really well. And yeah, and there's more than golf out there. There's equestrian centers, there's horse riding, there's zip lines, there's hunting, but the main thing, we go there for golf, and that's part of the golf course you're seeing there. It's beautiful, beautiful views, amazing terrain, pretty high elevation, especially for Texas.
Yes.
But full resort. And yeah, you can take advantage of, a lot of the resort, or you can kind of be more focused on the golf. On this event, we're really more focused on the golf, but if you want to jump in the pool, you definitely can.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
there was one more clip of a guy teeing off that's coming up shortly.
Yeah, that's on the 8th hole, and that's an amazing hole. You're you're way up in the air. It doesn't even do justice how high up in the air you are. And so when you tee off on that hole, if you hit it well, it stays in the air a very long time.
I can imagine.
And it's a very unique property, especially for Texas. There's no course like it in Texas.
Wow.
Not a chance.
And last year's was wildly successful. How much did you raise for charity?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I would say it was wildly successful for the inaugural event. So when you're promoting a charity golf tournament, there's a lot of them. Everybody's asked to play in a lot of charity tournaments every year, and so adding another one and then trying to get people to come out, and then putting it in Lajitas can make that more difficult. But the point of putting it Lajitas was to have a destination that people really want to go to.
Sure.
Either they've been there before and they can't wait to go back, or they've heard about it and they want to check it out. And so it's been a good draw. But we're there for a couple days, and that can make it challenging. So last year we had 32 players, 16 teams, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we raised $54,000 to charity in our first event. And that money was all paid out after the event. And
Wow.
the really cool thing about our tournament is most charity golf tournaments that you play in, you're playing for the tournament organizer's charity of choice. So
Right.
one of my favorite charity events out here is put on by the Touchdown Club, which is a mostly commercial real estate organization, and they raise money for the Ashford School here in Texas. And it's a lot of fun, but the example I'm giving is that event, they have the charity picked out, and that's what the money's for. It's a great charity, and it's a great event. Our event's different. So all the money that's paid into my 501c3 that I created, and which is tax deductible, that goes into, the tournament purse.
Yes.
And so then we compete for that purse. So, the tournament's divided into flights by the player ability. And so each flight has a winner, and they win money from the purse to donate to the charity of their choice. And then after we've completed the tournament and we've determined the flight winners, we go back out and play in a shootout for the overall winner, the trophy, and additional monies to donate to the charity of their choice. So everybody's coming there with a charity that they're playing for.
That's
and
awesome.
If they win, they're able to donate to the charity of their choice. If you don't win, you know that the money is going to great charities.
Yeah.
So you're still supporting charity, but the competition factor is there.
And the whole trip is a write-off, and many times the employer will pay for the fee because it's great networking is something we talked about earlier.
Yes, absolutely. So, a lot of our, our players are within, mostly are within the commercial real estate industry, or they're high net worth and invest in the commercial real estate industry. And so, yeah, they're coming out as their, as their development company, or as their lending institution. Sure. And so the golf tournament is, it's a charity event, but it's also a commercial real estate networking event. And so the people that are there you're captive. You're in this resort together for a couple days. If you don't know people, you're getting to know new people, making new business connections.
Yes.
If you know the people are there, then you're interacting with, relationships that you have and making those relationships stronger. So, it's a win across the board. It's a win for us. It's a win for me from my business side, because I'm working with customers and people, and I'm also meeting people that I can work with. It's a benefit for the people that are in the tournament from networking and making new business connections there. And then it's a big win for charity and the donations that we're making to these great charities.
And I know you couldn't do it without the help of a lot of your sponsors. And so you've got a cheat sheet here. Just give a shout out.
Yeah, well, this is a great opportunity just to thank our sponsors again from last year. So in 2024, the Standridge companies were sponsors of ours, Phoenix Capital Management, Mullen & Mullen, which is an attorney law firm, Kensington Vanguard, which is who I'm employed by and who I do business for, Platt Richmond, great commercial real estate attorneys, and KERA Construction, which they do industrial general contracting. And so
outstanding,
great sponsors. They all played in the event as well. They had, when you sponsor, you're able to put with your sponsorship comes teams into the event. So to your point, a corporate group can sponsor the event and then get 1, 2, 3 teams into the event through their sponsorship, and then they're able to put that with either their own personnel, or if they want to invite clients out that they can bring and entertain and show a good time, and let them have the benefit of meeting other people within the industry that they could do business with. And one of my favorite years in 2023, it was before we did this as a charity event, but we're already going to Lajitas. This will be my 5th time to go there. We had one group merge and do a joint venture together on the post side of that golf trip, and they met there. And so that was a huge win for me, because part of the goal is to create these opportunities for people to increase their business, make new relationships, and it was really cool to see that happen like that.
Awesome. We got about a minute left, so call to action. People can sign up as sponsors. They can sign up to golf.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, the call to action would be to go to bonanzaattheborder.com, and that's just bonanzaattheborder.com. .com. It's that simple. Registration's there. All the information for the tournament's there. Information on sponsorships is there. Like everything, all the information you need's there. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through the website, or you can find me on LinkedIn or Instagram or any of those places where we're posting about the tournament as well.
Outstanding. We're going to end with his website for his for-profit company. That's kvnational.com. The great Zach Sams. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.